Hello, good morning, everyone, and welcome, 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 welcome. Let me put this right before us on the screen. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Sylvester Ewono, and I'm glad to be your host today. Guess what? The breaking news is that you are here. And this is the New Year, New Me webinar, right? We've been looking forward to this event and organized by the Upskill and Connect Village in collaboration with Break It Down Initiative for Teens. And today we have a cream of amazing professionals from different parts of Nigeria who will be addressing us today on a very important subject matter. So I want us to quickly tell us your name and where you're watching from. I can see Mr. Patrick. Mr. Patrick from University of Ibadan, the chairman of the NLA IT section, is glad to know that you are here. Thank you for being here, sir. We are so excited to have you on board. We see that some other people are watching from Facebook, from LinkedIn, and also YouTube channel. So we're glad that you are here. Please, if you are just watching this video, please share it and invite others. Let them know that we are about to start. But right before we start, let me just establish some protocol in the next 5 minutes. I'm going to share my screen now. Yes. Let me introduce this program properly to us. The program we are attending today is tagged New Year, New Me. New Year, New Me. And it's a 2-day webinar. It's not just for today. The 2-day webinar, we are going to first of all be having this panel session that we are going to kick off very soon. And then tomorrow will be a workshop. Tomorrow will be a digital skills workshop. Like you can see, I believe you can see my screen. Let me know you see my screen. You can hear me loud and clear. Please just confirm in the comment section so that I know that I'm communicating. Then this event you see on the screen is for tomorrow, but what we have to do today, today's program is targeted at helping us to begin the year 2025 with the end in mind. It's going to help us begin to reflect and say, okay, if these are the things I want to achieve by the end of this year, what do I need to do? What strategies do I need to put in place? All of these things are what we will be discussing today. And also, at the end of today, through the conversations that we will be having with our facilitators, we will be able to set meaningful resolutions, and they will share with us tips on how we can achieve these resolutions as it relates to our job, as it relates to our personal lives, as it relates to our family. And we're also going to be maximizing productivity through some strategic planning ideas they will also share. Then, like I said, tomorrow we will be learning practical ways of how we can use digital tools, how we can use technology to improve the work we do. If you're a researcher, if you're a librarian, if you're a barrister, a legal person, if you're a student, regardless of what you do, there's going to be a digital tool that can help you do the work you do better. And that workshop is for free and it's happening tomorrow. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen present, I will introduce myself for the last time and the organizers. My name is Sylvester and the convener. And this event is being hosted in collaboration with Break It Down Initiative for Teens. So I'm going to now reveal the facilitators we have for today. But before that, I see amazing people who are here. There is Dr. Princess Wanfo Orizu. This is one librarian and academic that I am so proud of. She does so much, and I'm always happy to see her in our webinars. Thank you so much for being here. Happy New Year to you. And there is somebody else here. Let me see who is this person. We have Rachel. Rachel Opeyemi Odunlade says, "Good day, Happy New Year. I can see your screen." That means you can also hear me too. If you can hear me and you can see my screen, all I need you to do is just put in the comment section your name and let me know that you can hear and see me. That way we know that this webinar is set for success. Once again, I want to say welcome to Mr. Patrick for being here, the IT chairman of the NLA. So, having said that, while we are expecting other comments, I want to begin to introduce our guests one by one. So, let me see who is backstage. First of all, we are going to be starting with the University Librarian of Admiralty University. Good afternoon, Dr. Gladys Onya. Hello, good afternoon, Doc. Dr. Gladys Onya, can you hear me? Good afternoon, ma. Check. Is your mic mute or
Yeah,
can she hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Good afternoon. Yeah. No, I'm with you now.
All right.
Hello.
It's good to see you.
Hello.
We can
Mr.
hear
Joy,
you.
good afternoon, Mr. Sylvester.
All right. Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
afternoon, Mr.
So
Sylvester.
also we have Bolaji.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Welcome, ma. Bolaji, good afternoon, Bolaji. How are you doing?
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
All right. How are you today? Where are you streaming from? Please tell, where are you right now?
Akwa Ibom.
Okay. Thank you for joining us from Akwa Ibom. Dr. Gladys Onya is at Admiralty Delta State. And I also see one other esteemed librarian here, Dr. Madam Aisha Askira. She is based in Lagos, and we are glad to have you. Aisha Askira, thank you for joining. I'm also seeing Aderik Bigbe, Adesoji. It says, Happy New Year. We are glad you are here. We are also seeing Mercy. Mercy, you're welcome. Today is going to be a very huge day in our lives. And I want to say welcome to the beginning of that experience. Let us see who else is backstage. Christabel, good afternoon, and how are you doing?
Hello, good afternoon. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you so much. We are happy to see you today. You look good. And we hope that this will be a very intellectually stimulating experience for every one of us. So we have another guest here. Let me begin to unveil their faces for our viewers to know. We have one more person here, the person of Reverend Dr. Irivike Festus. Dr. Festus, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. It's a pleasure being here.
Yes. Wow. We are glad to have you, sir. You are highly welcome. Welcome. So let me see. Okay, I'm not seeing Dr. Festus' screen. Let me know why that is that way. Let me see. So that we can see Dr. Festus' face. Okay. Dr. Festus, is your camera on? Okay. Let's hope that Dr. Festus will join us again. So we are going to continue the program by delving right into the conversation. But please, before we do that, pardon me, give me a little moment. I'm going to introduce to us the people you see before your screen so that we get to meet them and know what they bring to the table. First on the list is Bolaji Oladokun. Bolaji is a researcher and a lecturer at Federal University of Technology, Ikot Abasi, and he's a certified librarian. He's a member of several professional associations, both local and international. He has authored over 150 publications. It's a great honor to have Bolaji in this webinar today. He serves as a reviewer for Scopus, Simago, and WOS journals. The man before us today is a big man to bring to this platform, and we are happy to have you here. Once again, I say welcome, Mr. Bolaji.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Also on the list, we have Dr. Festus Irivike, who is a PhD holder and he's from Ughelli North Delta State, and he acquired his PhD, pardon me, in African philosophy and ethics, and he's based in Asaba. He's a lecturer at Denis Osadebe University. He's also a clergyman at the Diocese of Ole, the Anglican Communion. Dr. Festus is someone I've known for a long time. He's a coach, he's an entrepreneur, and he mentors youth, and he consults in real estate as the MD and CEO of Frey Properties, which aims to guide younger generations towards purposeful living. So, Dr. Festus, once again, I want to say welcome to this webinar. Okay, I think Dr. Festus is back now. Let's just confirm. Dr. Festus, once again, I say welcome to this webinar.
Thank you so much. Sincere apologies, I'm having a serious network challenge.
Yeah, we understand. It's okay. We understand. Thank you so much. So, next on the list is someone I admire so much, a veteran librarian, a mentor, a mother, and so many things in one. She's Dr. Mrs. Gladys Onya. She's a chartered librarian of Nigeria and also a fellow of the Nigerian Library Association. She has garnered over 3 decades of experience in the field of library and information science. She's currently the university librarian at Admiralty University of Nigeria, where she has served as deputy. She has also served as deputy director of the Bendel or now Data Library Board in Asaba. She has also served as Polytechnic librarian in Ogwashuku, and she has held several other positions and experiences cutting across different institutions in Nigeria. She is a great researcher, a mentor who has also had several new publications. She advocates for library visibility, and she also advocates for readership. She's someone who promotes readership in libraries and in society, and she's a tech-driven leader. So once again, I want to say welcome, Dr. Mrs. Gladys Onya. Thank you for being here, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sylvester. I appreciate this time.
Yes, ma'am. So last on our list today is Barrister Tega. She's a lawyer and law lecturer at Admiralty University. She's interested in seeing young people actualize their fullest potentials, and I can attest to this because she's a friend of mine also. She does so much in mentoring young people, and through her exceptional teaching, she has been able to motivate young people into being their best selves, and she hopes to do more in the nearest future. Now, having said that, I will introduce to us Christabel, who is a media enthusiast and teens coach. She currently works at Admiralty University, where she has garnered over 4 years of experience in multimedia photography skills, creating and curating visual moments for visibility and uplifting of the institution's image. Christabel and Barrister Tega I want to say a special welcome to the both of you. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right. So now let's just get to the business of the day. And what is the business of the day? We are going to be taking some questions right now, and the questions will be surrounding New Year, New Me. I know everyone that is on this webinar right now, they want to know how they will be able to do things differently. For some of us, this is a new year, 2025. Some of us have started acing our goals. We have started taking up projects. We have even completed projects. The year is not even new to us anymore. But then there seem to be some people who just wake up in the morning, take up their bath, and then they go to the office, and then it's just a triangular movement, and then they are back home. They just believe it's just what they need to do is get a job, go to school, and then that's what life is all about for them. And today, I'm hoping that we will be able to treat these issues about being deliberate and intentional in this new year, being purposeful, being purpose driven in everything we want to achieve. So, the first question I would like to ask, I would like to throw that question at Dr. Festus Irivike. Dr. Festus, why do so many New Year resolutions fail? Why do so many New Year resolutions fail? If we could start with that for a moment. Or is Dr. Festus here? Let me confirm that. Okay, sorry, I think the network has kicked him out. So maybe we should start with Bolaji, please. Bolaji, please, are you able to just share with us? Let's start with that conversation. Why do you think so many New Year resolutions fail?
Oh, thank you very much, very sincerely for that question. Seeing this flyer gave me so much reminder that there are more to uh, why people fail. Especially when we look at people setting up New Year resolutions and the rest. To answer that question, I think the reason why people fail or why New Year resolution fails is that a number of people set goals that lack clarity. A number of goals they set, for instance, lack
Exactly.
clarity. Some do not even have these realistic, there's no realistic planning again to add to. And a number of them do not set objectives that are measurable. If, for instance, I intend to go into writing research papers. I want to have research papers for the year as a researcher. It means that I must have this direction of purpose. I must have this clarity of thought. Okay, I want to do this. This is an issue. It is novel. It is new. This is what I think will it's a challenge currently in the society, and I want to find out something. It's a project I want to do. I have a resolution already. I want to break forth, do something new. But then if you lack clarity on how achieving these things, it becomes so difficult. And if one lacks clarity at the same time, do not have realistic planning. When you set up objectives, you set up goals for yourself. You want to do that. You want to do this. You must plan. Sufficiently, so in as much as so you can have these dreams come true. Like I said earlier, if I intend to do 5 paper for this OEA, it means I must be clear about what I want to do. I must have clear pictures, a mental picture of this is what I want to do, and this is how I intend to go about it. Then I must set up plans to achieving it. Am I collaborating with people? Am I sharing ideas with people in my field? Who am I partnering with? Same energy, people with same energy, same who have same vision as mine. So these are the things. These are why people fail. They lack clarity and they do not have realistic planning towards achieving what
Wow.
they have
Wow.
in mind.
Wow. Wow, that's an amazing response. Thank you so much. So I'm going to try so much to not be talking too much and allow you as the discussant to speak to all the questions. So let's hear from Dr. Gladys Onya about this. Mommy, please, why do you think New Year resolutions fail? People wake up in the beginning of a year and they say, "This is my resolution." But why do you think these resolutions sometimes end up failing?
Thank you very much, Mr. Sylvester. Um, Perception differs from one person to another. So what makes one fail may be different from another. From my perspective, like the last speaker spoke, if one does not have vision of what he wants, you're not determined. You've not even seen yourself not fully utilize the past years. You don't have a resolve on what to do. You don't have a target, set goals, and nothing inspires you. You don't have a target. You don't even have mentors or idols you want to live, to emulate, and to make a mark in life. Before you commence, you are done. You must be purpose driven, and you get clues on how to get to it. Strategize. Resolve is very crucial to this, what we are saying. You have to to take a resolve that I want to be, I want to achieve. I'm determined to be this. So that resolve has to come from within. If you lack it, the person is already failed.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Thank you so much. So I was just trying to take notes from, I know I may not be able to take all the notes now, so maybe I would do a replay to watch and learn even more from everything you are saying. So while Bolaji says that lack of clarity could lead to making our resolutions fail, Dr. Onya is saying we have to be purpose driven. The purpose needs to be very clear. Okay, and it is when purpose, just like Miles Moreau says, when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So clarity and purpose are just two strong points on why your resolution will fail this year. Hear it now and hear it loud and clear. Okay, so let's go on to the second question, and I would like to target that question at Christabel. Christabel, this idea of new year, new me, how would you define it, either in the professional or in the personal context? We've been hearing new year, new me. How would you how would you react to this new year, new me concept?
Oh, okay. For me, I would say this new year, new me concept is like telling yourself, I want to grow. I want to be a better person than I was last year. That's what I think. So when someone comes into a new year, or a person, either in the professional setting or as a student, or when you say, this year, new me, it means this year you are making plans, you are already putting plans in place, or you're already setting goals that will be that will make you different from who you were last year. So even in a professional stand, even in your work, when you come to work, say this year I want to, it's like giving yourself a new meaning, giving your goals and your whole personality a new meaning, even in your work. That's what I would say.
Wow, amazing, amazing. I think we have Dr. Festus here now. Thank you so much for sharing that idea with us. Dr. Festus, what do you think about this new year, new me? Is it just a mantra? Don't you think some of us are just wasting our time talking about new year, new me? Dr. Festus.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I am really grateful to be here. Sincere apologies. The network was having glitches and all of that. So sincere apologies, please. But I've been paying attention to the different points that all the speakers have mentioned, and I I'm really overwhelmed. Now, the idea of the new year, new me, it's a resolve, like the last speaker said, it's a resolve to be different. You know, at the end of the year, one thing that we see a lot of time, we see people ending the year with some kind of excitement, some ending the year with regrets for the things that they didn't do well. So the new year, new me comes with that kind of agitation, that kind of expression to do something different in order to get a different result in the year ahead. So I think that is the idea behind the basic idea behind the new year, new me concept that we are talking about right now.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Let me quickly share my thoughts about New Year, New Me. I hope I'm permitted to share my thought because, for instance, I've actually read a book. I don't know, the book is not here right now. I thought I was going to hold it close to myself. A book titled Rework by two authors. I forgot their name again. I think Jason and David or so. Um, the book clearly changes, like, should I say, it shatters the table of this concept of new year, new me, because it says that planning is guessing. It means that the book was in a way advising us not to plan because planning is a guesswork. For instance, I want to use myself as an example. Tomorrow's webinar, which is, I think I showed us on the screen. Tomorrow's webinar, let me quickly put that up on the screen. Tomorrow's webinar, where we will be learning about digital skills that can help us improve the way we work. 5 Google tools that can improve the way we work. This particular webinar we are seeing here that we hold tomorrow, I did not plan for it. I did not have one separate paper that said this is my new year resolution. Okay, so this is where some school of thought are saying that this new year, new me isn't always the best. And also, along the way, I only improvised. What I planned for was to organize a New Year, New Me webinar. But along the way, while the plan was already going on, and I thought of, let me make this a 2-day webinar so that people can also learn about digital skills that can improve their work. Now, why am I giving this example? Some people say that we should not worry about tomorrow. And sometimes it actually works when you don't worry about tomorrow because you just begin to figure out the next important step and you live one day at a time. So let me come back to Dr. Onya because she has so much experience. So I'm like, what's your take on this, man? Especially as a professional, do you live life unplanned? Considering these points I've raised, do you think planning and New Year resolutions are just overrated?
Thank you very much. For me, planning is an essential ingredient of life. I don't subscribe to any other. Though things occur by happenstance. That is why you many a times hear people say you learn by experience. Yes, you may be learning from experience as you stumble into things and then you decide to change your perspective of life, your attitude, your intentions for life. But you can't live at scale. There must be something propelling you. In the first place, every human being on earth has a reason of existence for existence. There is a purpose. There is something you were ordained to do. People look up to you for certain contributions of life. You yourself would like to derive satisfaction from existence. And so without planning, you may not go far. Sufficient unto today, you
Exactly.
finish it that day, you relax and over relax. No initiative for tomorrow. Then you will not be able to gather what it takes to face tomorrow. No matter how
Yeah.
infinitesimal your plans are, your thoughts are, you are focusing on something. Otherwise, you won't even be where you are in the first place to think of improving upon yourself. There must be something that
Yeah.
fascinates you in life. You want to desire to become that. You want to improve upon your standard of life. You must put you must put things on the table to take to prioritize. If I do this, I'll get this. If I do this, those are planning. Without that, it's a numb form of life. So I subscribe that
Exactly.
people should plan.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mark. So going forward, I think we should not get deeper into this conversation. Let's look at some questions that can help us actually set goals and plan for the new year. So, Christabel and Bolaji, I'm going to come at you strong on this one. And then I'm also going to come at Dr. Festus. I would like for us to look at what what um, regarding smart goals, because I know it's important for us to set smart goals. So I would like for us to explore what setting smart goals is all about. So, Dr. Festus, please, if you are there, could you please speak to us about, okay, Christabel, Christabel, please, could you please speak to us about setting smart goals? Smart goals and examples. Just describe to us all these goals we've been talking about for the year, resolution. What should it look like? How should we go about it? Let's start from there.
Okay, thank you very much for this question. The SMART goals, we are looking at being specific. Your goals should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be achievable, it should be relevant, then it should also be time bound. So while you are setting your goals using the SMART method or the SMART goal setting, you should actually try to make these your goals be into this SMART method. Because it helps you to be really, like, it helps you to get to the point. Not that you want to set your goals, you will just tell yourself, maybe as a student, you tell yourself, I want to have a car this year, but you are not even making money as a student. You are just a student. That goal is not even realistic in the first place. Like, it's not even you. There's no how you can achieve it aside you want to do other things that will make you have that car. So if you want to set goals, you should be very specific. Being specific in the sense that, as a student or as a worker, I want to have 5 professional certificates this year. You have to be specific. Okay, so what certificates do I want to have? You have, if let me say, like
Exactly.
me that is a multimedia person, I will say, okay, I want to have a photography certificate, a videography certificate, maybe a graphic design
Yeah.
certificate. I also want to have something on sound engineering or audio engineering. I'll have to specify these my goals. After specifying it, I'm very, very specific. After specifying it, I will look at how is this measurable, is it achievable for the year 2025. Then I would, the being measurable means that you have to see the time. Let me say, I want to do an online certificate, and maybe the online course, and the course is taking maybe 18 months. By the end of this year, I will not have achieved that goal because of the time. The time is so long. So if I want to say, okay, this is what I must achieve, I'll have to look for something measurable, like, okay, it should be a 6 months course, so that I'll
Yeah.
be able to achieve it. So that by the end of 2025, I will be able to count it among the things I achieve. Then,
Exactly.
which is also the same with the achievable, being achievable. When you say 5 courses, how can you achieve that 5 courses? Is it that you are going to ignore every other thing you do? Those that are mother, maybe a mother or a father, you are a student, you're also a student and you're a worker. How do you to into your work? Will you be able to put them after work? Then what about if you have children? How are you going to put them after work when you have children? So these are the things you will consider when you are talking about being achievable. Then the next you are talking about is the R, which is it relevant? I'm a multimedia
Yeah.
designer, and let me say I want to do. I will not. Okay, part of my specific goals now might now be maybe a goal on nursing. Is it relevant for this year 2025? Is this
Exactly.
thing you are putting in your goal, is it relevant for this 2025? Is it something that about, okay, maybe you need it in the future, but what about this 2025? Is it something that has to be like immediately that you put it in this way when you can actually achieve other goals that are relevant to you in this 2025? Then time bound, you look at the time, just like I said earlier.
Yeah.
If the course is 18 months course, will you want it to flow over to the next year, or will you prefer it to just stay on 2025? So if you say, okay, I don't want it to go over to the next year, it's best if you put it in 2025. You look for better ones, like the 6 month course, a 3 month course, or even a 9 month course. You just look for better ones that can go into the duration you would like to fix it, because everything we do in this life is timing. You have to time yourself. You have to put things so that you will not start procrastinating, number one, or so that you will not start adding to more and more of your goals for the upper years. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
thank
That's
you,
what
thank
I have
you,
to share.
thank you, thank you. So that was a very brilliant, a comprehensive overview about what smart goals should be, and I really appreciate that you were able to take us through that. So right now, earlier introduced Barrister Tega. Barrister Tega, good afternoon, and how are you? She's here now. Hello, Barrister. How are you doing? Uh-oh. Hello, Barrister Tega. Are you there? Okay. I think it seems we lost her.
I can't hear
So,
anything. Okay, is it because I'm off?
Barrister Tega, are you there? We can hear you. Can you hear me? Okay, so I think we'll have to continue because we'll be rounding up very soon. So I want to come back to Bolaji. The question is targeted at you because coming from your experience in research writing, I know some of our audience here, they are also academic people. We have students, we have lecturers. As a researcher, let's say, I know you mentioned something like that, but I would like you to give some more details because I want to publish 50 papers in the year 2025. Is that something possible, sir? And with the assumption of living with the end in mind, at the end of this year, I want to be able to say that I have up to 50 papers. Please, sir, what do you think are the step-by-step things I should do regarding making this realistic and actually being able to achieve it, considering so many procrastinations and other challenges that may be along the way, sir?
Hello?
Thank you so much for that question.
I don't know
I
if you can
think
hear me, but it seems there's a network glitch at my end.
Bolaji, please go on. Please go
okay,
on.
okay. To answer your question, there are quite a lot of things one would consider, and let me come in the light of utilizing the SMART mechanism, which is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. You know, all of these put together will make a researcher stand out. Now, if like to what you were saying, if you could, make up 50 papers,
Can you hear
articles
me now?
for a year, that is an interesting, idea that would sell. Now, looking at it from this perspective, now we have the first objective with the first, the first letter for the smart, which is specific. Now, it means that you must be specific, right? You must understand that at the end of it all, I want to publish 50 articles in reputable journals that are indexed in Scopus, in Schimago, in Web of Science. All right, it's not just publishing in predatory journals. If I must be intentional about it, I must understand that yes, I'm looking for quality journals, quality outlets. There are a number of predatory journals out there, and
Yeah.
I tell you, a number of Nigerians are patronizing predatory journals in the on the high side. So
Wow.
if I must publish, I must be specific,
Wow.
you know, about the kinds of journal I will patronize. So I am saying that for these 50
Vai com
articles,
tu sabe.
it is possible, all right? It's
É a
possible if you want to.
coisa.
You will decide, okay, I'm doing 50 journals in for journals indexed in Scopus and the rest of them. So the next thing, just to beat time, the next thing is measurability. You must find this measurable. At the end of
Mm.
the day, how do you intend to to draft your articles, have a draft of your papers, your manuscripts, and all of that. You've itemized the outlets you want to patronize. You want to patronize, okay, journals in Scopus. Of course, they have rankings. Journals in Scopus have their rankings. We have the Q1, the Q2, the Q3, and the Q4. Of course, all of these they are ranked in terms of quality. Of course, Q1 is the highest, compared to Q4. So I can start with Q1. I take Q1, maybe Q1 journals, maybe 10 Q1 journals, another 15 Q2 journals, maybe another
Wow.
15 Q3 journals, and
Yeah.
another 10 Q4 journals. Now, how do I make this happen? How do I make this happen? I can split it into four, maybe four quarter, right? January to April, or
Yeah.
January to March. That's three, right? That's 3 months. I can
Yes.
do my first 10 papers in 3 months.
Wow.
Now, it's not just you doing it alone. I will tell you how to achieve that.
Okay.
The next 3 months, that is April to July, April, May, June, all right? April to June, I have another. That's for my Q2 journals. Then for for my Q3 journals, that will start from July to September, right? Then
Yes.
for my Q4 journals, I have October to December. And I've been able to plan out how I, want to make this happen. And how do I achieve this? People do not understand that sometimes, as a researcher, you must understand that you can build, you can corner a challenge from an existing data. You have carried out a research, possibly you have looked at the systematic, you have looked at it from the aspect that from the review perspective. Maybe you did a narrative review, or a scoping review, or a systematic review. Possibly you have looked at the factors affecting the adoption of robots in Nigerian libraries. That could
Mm.
be a systematic paper, right? That could be a systematic
Mm.
review paper. Now, if you want to do it in another way, you can look at it in the light of empirical, collecting empirical. That's another paper. All right. So you can make out your research papers from existing data. You may have collected a data literature, all right, for
Mm.
a number of articles or a number of titles that you have outlined. Now it is now left for you to reuse, there's what called reuse that data in
Yeah.
another way, all right, in another pattern. That gives you another result. Gives you now the first one I looked at it. I've done a systematic review of literature using databases to get my data, literature, and all that. Then the next one will now be an empirical data where I may not decide to use either questionnaire, interview guides, or focus group discussion to collect that becomes an empirical data. So there are a lot of dimensions to this. And again, to achieve this again, I mentioned earlier that you can use existing data to make up new paper. All right. Then another thing is you may look at collaboration. A number of us do not know how to collaborate, and I tell you, if you want to intensify the number of articles you have, you want to possibly you have a target for the year. I want to make 10 papers, 50 papers. You must collaborate. You
Exactly.
must collaborate. You must
Yeah.
share ideas with people. Maybe you can look at 5 authors collaboration, 6 author collaboration, and the idea of collaboration is the higher it is, the lesser it's the less workload you do. All right, if you are
That's
6 in
true.
a
That's
paper,
true.
like I remember the paper I and Sylvester did. Well, I think we're 4, and we
Yeah.
set out the deadline, and we've had the data already, and within how many months we were able to set ourselves on target, and we achieved that. So that is the power of collaboration. That
Collaboration.
it helps you achieve. That's the aspect of achieve. That's the third item for the SMART acronym which we are mentioning. That's achievable. So you can achieve these things. You can achieve your this multiple papers using existing data or collaborating with your peers, your colleagues. I collaborate with colleagues in South Africa, in Ghana, in the US. Exploit tools, digital tools like ResearchGate, Connect. A number of us don't use these platforms. No, you want to collaborate, you are looking at somebody in your university alone. That is not collaboration alone. By extending your network to other people in other disciplines, follow people on ResearchGate. I like what I do. I spend more time on ResearchGate all the time. I look at people in my field who are doing same thing like I do, who have same interest like mine. I follow them, I interact with them, I message them, then we share ideas, and that's how you
Yeah.
can collaborate. That's another aspect where you can foster this collaboration, and to make it the aspect of being it's relevant. That's the aspect of we've looked at achievable. The next thing is relevance. Now
Mm.
we know research is all about new thing, novel idea, something innovative. If somebody has done something before, all right, and you want to you think you think repeating that thing may not make sense to you. Then what makes sense to you as a researcher is finding the gap in an existing from an existing paper or existing study. So your role as a researcher is to find out something new. Maybe I have seen a lot of people doing things around AI, but that is not just what it is alone. We have other areas like metaverse, virtual reality, Internet of Things, and all of that. So you can look at these areas, research around this area. If you are a research librarian, yeah, these tools are not being explored, by Nigerians already, especially the metaverse. So you can look at trending areas where people are not putting attention. A lot of people are still writing on awareness of ICT. Of course, that's far. That is overflowed. So you look at new things,
Exactly.
and when you send out to journal articles, of course, mind you, your target is you are targeting Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4 journals. So if you must fill
Journal.
these journals, you must send out very interesting, relevant, and timely, titles, something captivating, something novel, innovative. So if an editor sees it, he has no choice. I understand that there is a process called the peer review. But let me tell you, when the editor sees something very interesting, like our paper I said we had with Sylvester, I share him the response of the editor. That journal was a
Exactly.
Q1 journal, right? And the editor
Yeah.
finds it very interesting. So he
Wow.
initiated the peer review process because these are
Yeah.
how it happened. So if you must do something interesting and that you want it to go out and gain acceptance, you
Yeah.
must do something new, something relevant, something interesting that captivates the mind of a journal editor, being a researcher.
Wow.
So
Wow.
after all of this, the last thing is the time
Yeah.
bound.
Yes.
We must set deadlines. We must
Exactly.
set deadlines. I want to achieve this thing. I have 10 papers to do in 3 months. I
Yes.
have 6 collaborators all along. How do we share the jobs? How do we share the whole thing? Who is going to handle the introduction? Who has the idea? Who's going to handle the conclusion? Who's going to handle the design? So all of these must be divided, and that's the aspect of division of labor. And of course, we understand in economics that division of labor aids productivity.
Yes.
There's no way if you divide this whole thing and you do that, I do this, but by the end of the day, we'll be able to achieve results in a very timely manner. And that's where I'm going to stop for now. I think I answered that question.
Wow, wow, wow. Amazing, amazing, amazing. You and Christabel have done a great work in demystifying what it means to set smart goals and how to achieve them using examples. But there's a very critical area that is of concern, and that is an area I would like Dr. Mrs. Gladys Onya to help us handle, and it has to do with actually living what we have planned, keeping up the momentum, what we need to start doing immediately. So I want to set a foundation for her response. For instance, personally, my personal theme for the year is 2025 was a great year. And many people have asked me, is this not grammatically wrong? 2025 was a great year. But the and that's why it's a personal thing. Usually I don't know how to explain it to anyone, because the idea was inspired by Stephen Covey's highly recommended Second Habit of Highly Effective People, his book, one of his book. And the second rule or habit in that book says, begin with the end in mind. It means before you do anything today, or before you do anything in this year 2025, think about the end. I know so many of us in the end of 2024 saying, thank you, Lord. I was able to do this. I was able to achieve this. Thank you to all my friends. That was just the end of 2024. Now, some people also had regrets because they could not achieve some things. And the secret, we have already talked about that, because of clarity and purpose that was not defined. So I want to ask Dr. Onya, for some of us that are hoping to, by the end of this year, be able to say that indeed 2025 was a great year, what must we start doing immediately and consistently? For instance, you have garnered so much experience leading libraries and leading people. Can you address other leaders? Can you address people who work for leaders also on what they must begin to do immediately to be able to say at the end of the year 2025 that 2025 was a great year? Over to you, Doc.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sylvester. This is an interesting question, and we are rubbing minds. I want to take this question from the industry aspect of my profession, librarianship. I know there are other professionals here. For you to say 2025, which you haven't even commenced, is a success. As you mentioned earlier, you have put a number of things, considerations on your table. You are focused. You know what you want to achieve. You must have. The last speaker mentioned something very consequential. He said, you must notice a gap. There must be a gap you want to fill. And so you begin to work towards it. You draw your plan, you strategize. You put all the elements that you require, you must touch. You bring them together and you begin to work with them. No doubt some will drop, some will fail. But your purpose is driving you. Your goal is what will be driving you. You'll be looking at it, be assessing yourself, because it's time bound for 2025. Now, I take in practical terms, in the library setting, you desire that your library must be one of the frontal ones in consideration. You want to be visible more than you have ever been. With your team, you can't do it alone. And so that's why the last speaker said you collaborate. Nobody is a waste, not even the cleaner. If your office is not well set, you may not achieve much. You'll be in a disarray. And so the first thing you have to consider is to bring in everyone that you have considered will be highly consequential to your result orientation. And you put them in place. You can start by putting them together and let them realize that they are a team You are going to be a player in the team. All of them will have play, aspects of the fulfillment of the goal. They are all going to work as a team to produce that result. And so you assign jobs. You assign jobs. Now, what have I lacked in my library? What is it that has been detrimental to our visibility? Could be that all our publications, we don't have a repository in the first place. You don't have internet access in the first place. People working with you or the clients yourself, don't have the skill to assess what you're bringing out. So nobody knows about you. And so you are determined. You strategize, you map out some plans. You have to upskill people, including your audience. You put it as plan. Definitely, you must have some people who have the skill for interneting. You assign that job to them. You give them the time. Between January and February, we are going to ensure that everybody can access the web, the internet, to source for what you have. Because not until you are spotted, you will not even be cited. And so you start with that one. You start with that one. Empower people, yes, be encouraged yourself, look out, and then get what it is. You have to convince your management that whatever thing you are doing, you are just local champions. You want to be at the global level. You want to be seen. And so you have to put up the right proposal to your management that will give you consideration to go ahead and empower you financially.
Exactly.
So when you have put these things in place and you start working it out, some may drop, in which case some will navigate to next trajectory, next term, but don't, one resilient point in you should be never give up.
Exactly.
When you have a vision and you're working towards, never give up. Be the person you are towards your goals, your desires, work towards. Forget discouragement. Don't allow your person to be discouraged no matter the situation. You will get there.
Wow.
Now, when you have put these things in place, from time to time, applying smart, how far have we gone? Assess your speed, assess your output. So far, I've been able to agitate my institution and researchers around to aggregate. I sent myself out to put together what has happened in this faculty, in this department, because we must be seen, and convince them. Put seminars, workshops out to tell them, to make them, to inform them that until they are seen from the other part of the globe or any other divide, they are local champions. They are not making impact. They are not effective. So when you have done that, you're able to carry them along. You make submissions. They come around. And of course, you must have implements. Cutting-edge technology put in place. Even if you don't have the resources, human resources, you can aspire to acquire. That's where collaboration again comes in. You must not have everything to take off. I do that. I invite people. Even my superiors, my subordinates, whom I know they have something up their sleeve better than myself to contribute, to lift me up. Collaboration. And then when you have done that, begin to work it out diligently. Take a resolve. This year, I will get something. And if you are so determined, you will get there. You may not even know. They say iron sharpens iron. When your teammates see you aspiring, doggedly looking at a result at the end, not just collapsing intermittently. You are looking at focusing at your result. We will get there. Announce it. We will get there. We will be seen this year. Our repository must stand. Our journals will be seen this year. Then fire them up. Yeah. You have to be the one to move them. Don't leave them. Don't leave them. You are the initiator. Have something upstairs in the first place. Then your team, and then anything is realizable. We popularly heard, try many times to get bulb run up. The time the wife asked her, why don't you just give up? He said, no, because I'm convinced that it will work. I'm I'm convinced it will work. I will bring the
Hmm.
result out. And so he was not deterred. At the end, he got it. And he said, I didn't fail 100 times. The 100 times I tried, I got different ways of doing it better. So you encourage yourself and encourage your team. When you have a result, you will get there.
Wow, wow, wow,
Hello?
wow, 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 wow. Sincerely, I don't know how to express myself. I feel like I'm being overloaded. I don't know about those who are watching. Please, those of you who are watching, we like to see that you are participating. Let us know if you are drawing any value or if you find this webinar any relevant, if it makes any sense to you at all in the first place. Because for me, I am now lost in writing. So what I know I will do is I will have to come back and watch this video step by step so that I can rewind, pause anybody and listen clearly what I did not get properly. So for those of you who would also want to learn more better, make sure you watch this video again. It will be available for free. You can hear these wonderful professionals and all their points. Yes, now I'm seeing comments. Uchendu says great. Yes, we would like to see comments like this. Christy says very useful advice. Nice one. All right, thank you. So let us know that you value the points being raised by our discussants. The next person coming on board is a barrister and lecturer from Admiralty University of Nigeria, Barrister Tega. And I would like, if you have questions or something you want them to treat, Dr. Festus is here, a lecturer at Denis Osadebe. Please just put your question in the comment section, or if you have an opinion, drop it in the comment section and we will feature you right here from the studio. So, Barrister Tega, good afternoon. Barrister Tega is hanging again. Oh, we really want to hear from her. We really want to hear from Tega. Tega, are you there? Hello, Tega, are you there? Hello, Tega, can you hear us? Okay, I might have to take the next question. Dr. Festus, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Tega, please, I need you to speak. Can you hear me, Tega? Okay, so let's go to Dr. Festus then. Drawing from the many ideas that Dr. Onya has shared with us, she was really practical, especially for those of us who find ourselves in workplaces. She gave clear instances. So I want to ask Dr. Festus, sometimes they say it is easy to talk, but doing the work is where the issue now comes. So uh, how do you think we can keep the momentum going this year? Let's say after this webinar now, we start writing goals, setting goals, resolutions, using to-do lists and all that, especially when there are family challenges, tough times, discouragements here and there. How do you think we can keep the momentum of the new year, new me? Is it just to just hold this webinar and talk and motivate ourselves so that we don't become motivational speakers?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I must confess I've been enjoying the section. It's been really impactful. Special thanks to Dr. Onya and every other who have spoken. Bolaji, um, Mrs. Christabel, and all of every other person, thank you. Now, the point that the question that we've been asked, particularly, talking alone is not enough. If we must get the new year, new me right to the point where we look back at the end of the year to thank God and be happy with ourselves, talking is not just enough. I want us to understand two things. Number one, the truth about it is that a lot of time people do not want to give themselves because of the pains, the challenges that comes in the process of actualizing these set goals. The pains and the challenges that comes with actualizing these set goals, many a times they act as discouragement to why people would just want to relax and allow things to be. But of course, at the end of the day, there are two pains that you will encounter. Number one, the pain of regret, and number two, the pain of discipline. Most times, at the beginning of every beautiful adventure like the year 2025, I usually recommend to people that it is better you take the option of the pain of discipline. It is not easy.
Mm.
It's not going to be easy. But like Bolaji said, it's better for you to take the plane and discipline yourself to achieve what you have outlined for the year 2025. Now, the thing there is that we have made mention of planning, strategic planning over and over and over again. I want us to also add to it, I want us to add to it the place of mentorship. It's not enough that you are planned. It's good that you are looking at somebody in this plan. It's easier for you to become what you're looking at, and it's easier for you to be accountable when you have a mentor who is helping you through the process. That's one thing. Accountability comes in. Mentorship plays a strategic role, because if you don't have anybody you report to, if you don't have anybody that helps you through this process, it's very easy for you to just give up by the wayside, and that will be all. So, in addition to the strategic planning, I want to also add accountability and proper mentorship. Accountability and proper mentorship. By all means, you tell yourself you want to achieve this, you're not stopping, because you do not want to end the day with the pain of regret. So what do? I discipline myself. How do I ensure that I'm always disciplined? I try as much as I can to be accountable to somebody who has achieved the milestone that I am looking forward to achieve. Of course, you know that there are no new heights. Whatever you're dreaming of, whatever you are hoping to achieve, someone has been there before. So it is important that you look up to those people and you associate yourself with them so they can guide you through the process. But above all, try not to discourage yourself. Always try to keep pushing. Always try to keep giving yourself a reason why you should get it done. There is always a reason why it should be done. There is always a reason why you should push up. Sometimes some kind of discouragement will come along the way, and they want to make you feel like it's unachievable. Keep telling yourself, I can do it, it's possible. If this person can achieve it, then I can achieve it. And more so, at some point you try to be your motivation. You try to be your motivation. I do it a lot. I keep telling myself, I can't meet myself where I left myself yesterday. So there is always this push, like Bolaji was talking about the paper, putting up articles and all of that. I saw strategically that it's coming from a stream of somebody who has taken pains to plan and execute them properly. But if we check all of these, you will find out that nothing good comes easy. We just
At
keep
all.
pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing and never give up. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dreams. Even if you fail today, it's not a guarantee that you won't get it tomorrow. Of course, things they
Exactly.
follow the law of process. You can get it wrong today, but just keep pushing up and keep pushing. You see that that which you desire, you will eventually achieve it, and that will become, or that may just become, the next big turn for you that will revolutionize everything around you. So for me, be accountable, build up good mentorship network, and keep encouraging yourself. Don't give up on yourself. Keep pushing, because you wouldn't want to end up with the pain of regret. So therefore, you must take the pain of discipline.
Wow, 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 wow. Pardon me, I was just trying to take a note of what you were saying. Let me put it on the screen. Today seems to be a very special day of learning. It says, even if you fail today, it's not a guarantee that you will get it wrong tomorrow. I don't know. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you're
Even
correct.
if you, okay, build great networks. These are the advice you're giving, and prioritize mentorship and discipline. Please pardon me for that error there. Prioritize discipline and mentorship. Thank you so much, Dr. Festus. um, I think I'm seeing somebody here says, yes, I can meet myself. We are okay. Then there's a comment I saw from my lecturers in my undergraduate days. It's unexpected, and I'm so excited to hear from Professor Nakriri Rex White. Thank you so much for joining this webinar. He says, this talk is timely considering evolving changes in the allies profession. And surprisingly, this webinar cuts across its multidisciplinary in nature, because we even want to talk about something related to our families now, not just profession and work. So thank you so much for your wonderful comments. And Uchendu say, be your motivator. I think that's one of the comments made by one of the panelists. Be your own motivator. He said, I love that. So I'm going to bring on Barrister Tega now. Barrister Tega, we are going to we want to hear your lovely voice, please. Barrister Tega, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Are you? I want to locate. Okay, good. I can hear you loud and clear now. But we need to mute one of your device since you are using, so that it doesn't echo. Are you there? Hello, Barrister. Okay, we're having difficulty in hearing from her. Unfortunately, unfortunately. Okay, so let me just go back to since Tega is not here, there's an important question I want to ask Tega, and I know she will do justice to that question. Bolaji, please, are there digital tools, are there technologies that we can use to organize ourselves? Because it's not enough for us to talk. Are there tools? I know for me, I'm used to having papers around myself. Even right here now, I have several papers that I use in organizing myself. I have some software where I use in taking notes on my phone and on my computer. So I would like to know, are there softwares or digital tools that you recommend to help us stay organized this year? Let's just mention them in 1 minute, sir.
Yeah, there are a number of digital tools that we can use that would serve as reminder, that would help us, achieve our set goals and activities. I think one that I use very often is a Google Calendar.
Wow.
It's one of the tools I use so well. It gives me a, a very good reminder all the time about activities, about schedules, events I need to do, and all of that. Another is Asana. I think a friend in the US recommended that to me, and we've been using that for a long time, and it's very efficient and and useful. Another is Trello, and some other persons use Notion. So there are a number of these digital tools that we can use that will serve as a reminder, help us to manage our projects, and of course it helps us beat deadlines and all of that. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Let me put that in the comment section for everyone to see, so that sir, also you can help us also type it in the comment section, those other tools, so that those who want to refer to them can do that. I only captured Trello. I captured Google Calendar. I captured, I also recommended one there. Any.do is like a digital organizer that can
Yeah.
help you plan your day and everything. So, and for me, it helps me plan my day. That way, I'm able to strike off whatever I've done, whatever I've not done. I'm able to see it, and it gives me reminder on my phone telling me, as at 4 p.m. today, you said you were going to do so and so. It beeps me at least 1 hour before then. So as simple as these things sound, we feel that they are not useful, but they help us. Even that Google Calendar that Bolaji has mentioned is one of the best things that can happen to you. Just use it to plan yourself. Set timelines and say, okay, on so date, by this so date, I should have completed this work or this paper I need to do, and put the date and time and the steps you want to use. You will see these softwares reminding you and keeping you on your on your toes. So let us quickly now see if Barrister Tega is active. I'm going to try her for one more time. Tega, if you can hear me, please say something. Tega. Hello, Tega. Okay. So I think we may have to, it seems our network is terrible. All right. So this program was targeted for 1 hour, 30 minutes, and we have just 10 minutes to go to round up this program. So, but before we round up this program, I've just seen Professor Inakrire. He has just dropped another comment. He says, let us do more of these talks for our newly products in the LIS profession. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your encouragement. We will do more of programs like this to help us keep on track. Tega, I see your message saying you can hear me. If you can hear me, just speak so that we know you are here. Please just speak so that we can ask you the next question. But if you can't, we can't hear you, then we would have to continue. Okay. So I'll go to the last set of questions. And the last set of questions is this. For civil servants that may be watching this event today, these are not, let's not say just academic people now. They want to stand out. Let's say they want to stand out in what they do. They want to be results oriented. But we all agree that time waits for nobody. But many people don't see that. They always tell us there is no time. I want to go to school, but there is no time. I want to be able to do an MSc, but there's no time. My boss gave me this work to do, but she also gave me these other works to do, and there is no time. So the question I'm throwing at all the panelists for anyone to please answer is this: is that excuse good enough? And after this meeting, what are the things I should spend my time doing more so that I will be able to create time and achieve time for what is important? So, is no time an excuse good enough? So, let us hear from you. Anyone? I don't want to point anybody now, but if nobody responds, I will point somebody.
Okay, let me
Exactly.
commence.
Thank you, Ma.
Let me commence. Okay, thank you very much, and to our viewers over there. Um, yes, time is always not available. It's been proved that in your thought process, a million of ideas come to your brain for processing and for decisions. And so that is how exigencies of life, issues of life, be cropping up, especially as an adult, as a family person. You are standing, you are wearing many shoes. Time may not never be there. But I want to advise and encourage people, you must prioritize what you want to do. Have a desire, have an idea, be propelled by what you prioritize. Many issues will come struggling for your time, no doubt, as a parent. as a mentor, a head in the anywhere. Okay, if you are out there in public, in a personal life, one of the things you have to do is time management. How do you manage your time? I give my personal example. There was a time I was on more than, I can't say, 20 something platforms, because people feel you are relevant. Yeah, they call on you, they beckon on you, they call you for this, you call. Prioritize, my dear. If you must push ahead, if you must make a mark, decide, make a decisive, take a decision this year, because this is my focus and I will get there. For me, I shut down more than 15 for the sake of things that are not so relevant.
Exactly.
I will start, you know, scheduling and dropping it. There is what we call record scheduling. I put all my records, I put all my targets, I start scheduling. This one is not a priority for now towards my
Exactly.
goal. It could come, I may prioritize it next year. But this year, I want to write 10 papers, as my former speaker said. I want to write, it's not my mind. Let me use Nigerian language. You have to put yourself together. You have to be focused. I have to consult a lot. So if you have to do that, you don't have time for that. Is it what do they call Nigerian movie? That's why that interests me. I'll be watching it and I'll sleep off. No, this time I'm not going to
Nollywood.
sleep. Have a target. After you have realized your goal, you can sleep anyhow. You Nollywood and even other woods. You have to reduce, shed some, prioritize, and then focus. When you focus and you have prioritized and work towards it, and prayerfully anyway, I don't break down, you will get there. Nothing will stop you. Tell yourself I'm unstoppable. No matter the distraction, I'm unstoppable and focused. You are getting there. But the most important thing, schedule your business. If you have to enlarge your cost financially, you will reduce those sweeties you used to eat. If you used to go to the restaurant 20 times in a month, reduce it. 5 times a day. If you had so much of it, it didn't project you. And so you reduce it, save more money. And so save time and attribute it to your desire. Be zealous on what you want. Be determined. Be focused. Give attention to it. Put your mind to it. Say no to distractions.
Exactly.
You will get it.
Exactly.
That is just my little contribution. That is the time
Thank you.
management. Put away distractions. Refuse to accept what will disturb you.
Wow.
And then you will get there.
Wow, thank you so much. So, thank you so much. I think we'll take that as the last comment for that question. We are rounding up now. So, let me quickly say thank you to Dr. Affair from the University at Ekboma. Well done, Bruce Ali. Thank you, Dr. Affair. We are so glad to have you here. He says, very useful tips. I'm glad to see you here. I'm also glad to see Emmanuel Uyoyo. Thank you for being here. I see a comment from Christy Okorafor saying a very big thank you to the members of the panel. She also says that this is interesting and it's an eye-opening webinar. So having said that, there are just 2 more questions and then we will close for the day. I have a big surprise for everybody at the end of this video, so I want us to please wait to get that surprise. So if you are watching this video right now, so that you will be able to join us for the free webinar tomorrow, I want to recommend there's a subscribe button under this channel you are watching. Just click on the subscribe button to subscribe to this channel, or click on the follow button to follow the pages at Break It Down Initiative and at the Digital Librarian. So the second to the last question is this: what is your take on the role of joining a community of like minds, on the role of upskilling, the role of attending webinars, the role of going to conferences and trainings in staying inspired throughout this year? Please, I just want us to round up and use not more than 1 minute in responding to this question. What do you think the role of upskilling plays in us achieving all these many things that we have talked about today? Christabel, what do you think about this?
Okay, I think joining an upskilling community or having a mentor, it's very, very important, because there are some times in life that you need someone to help put you in check. You need someone or something that will help you to align, to stay in your goal, to avoid distraction. You need someone to pull you back. You are distracting yourself. Oh, this is what you planned for the year. So you need that type of person or that kind of community. So I believe that having or being in a community that can even still help you to grow, it's actually very, very important. So I will advise anyone, even students or even as workers, even a civil servant, if you have a boss or you have someone that can help you to stay in your lane, to stay in your goal, to help you grow, to push you, to motivate you when you feel down or during the tough time, it is very important. So it's good to have that type of community.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Thank you so much. Dr. Festus, I know you said something related to this. What do you think about accountability partners as check measures? Just briefly in 1 minute. Accountability, having an accountability partner. Okay, Dr. Festus is off and on. Dr. Festus, did you get my question? Bolaji, can you respond to that? Accountability partner, having someone that you're accountable to help you achieve your goals.
Yeah, I think that person you are accountable to is could be a mentor, right? Somebody you see, you look up to, somebody you know is in your that thing you do, like possibly in that discipline of yours, possibly maybe it's an expert, a professional, a high professional, like that person you want to be like, so you are always account that person, you are accountable to that person. It means that you are engaging with that person. You are trying to see how go closer to that person so that you can get certain tips. And maybe it's possible. Of course, I have mentors that give me tasks. They give me tasks, do this, do that, and at the end of the day, they want to check, okay, are you doing it? Are you doing it well? And all of that. So that helps you, stay accountable, and in so doing, it gives you, helpful result at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's really true. That's really true. So I would like to round up. Let's take some final comments. I think this question, I think I want to just ask Dr. Onya, because I know from my experience, there are some of us here who may be family members who have children, and I know she's my boss, and she used to tell us stories about earlier days in career, and how she went to school when she was even pregnant and holding a baby and all that, to classroom and all that. So there's something about family I want her to talk about quickly. So I would like to ask, how do you balance, based on your experience to where you are right now, till you now have children who are now so grown up and far away, and grandchildren? How do you balance the demands of family and work? How did you get where you are today? Because you're so successful, you've raised so many people. As casual as it may sound, I know how tasking it is, knowing what the next meal would be. My wife would want to cook today, and then she's thinking until she devised a method. She now has a timetable in the house of on Monday, this is what we'll eat. On Tuesday, yam and stew or something. So these measures helps her. She balances children, balances her husband, and so let's hear from you, Ma. How have you handled this over the years, so that we can get some tips from there as we close? Yes, in 1 minute.
Thank you very much for asking for my experience now. Sincerely, everything good, as touched by one of the speakers, must cost you something. So along the line, you must consider sacrifices. And you must live a life of a sacrificial life. Those things, in fact, when you are propelled towards something, you will always blueprint yourself. Go to the drawing board again. I did it this time, I did not get it well. How will I? This This one will not suffer. This one will not suffer. So you all those excessive uh, town meetings. I'm not saying they are not good. You know, de-emphasize attention on a particular thing to be able to have more on your table. If you don't have a comfortable home base, you will never make it in life, my brother. If you are, especially if you are a woman, you come back from work, you are returning at the same time with your husband. Probably he is coming back from a business or from his job, and you are coming back the same. If food is not on the table, no matter how strong you are, you will collapse. So you have to prioritize again. Let me continue using that term. What you spend your time doing, what you spend your resources doing. Sleep less, especially when you are young enough. 6 hours, they say, is the maximum good time for sleep, but you can inconvenience yourself by, determining 4 hours enough for me between this bracket, for me to get my master's, for me to achieve my PhD, for me to put in 20 something papers, for me to be a mogul business person outstanding. I must wake up by 5. I've already hit the road. Every successful businessman does not sleep till 6 a.m. Ask anybody. So there must be
Exactly.
a life of sacrifice. You
Mm.
sacrifice and for tomorrow, because a time will also come when you begin to relax. You mentor people who will take over from you and be good to everybody. Because anyone that is a contributor in your making it, if you are not good to them, they will give you stop. So these are some of the things you have to determine, be focused, and then put your issues on the table, prioritize,
Mm.
and then
Mm.
when you use your own good, apply your good mind, good conscience, prayerfully, and then as you are approaching and achieving result, you will be reinforcing yourself. You see yourself rolling, getting to it. Never say no. Hey, it's impossible. Those who have done it, are they having two heads? You have to consider that.
Exactly.
If somebody has done it, do it. I can syndrome will come in, and once you are determined, I can do it. Nothing that will pull you down. You will get there.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, with this, we have come to the end. But there's something I want to share with you towards the end now because we are now out of time. But I want to read a comment from Professor Rex White. The last I checked, I know he was in South Africa, but it's so good to hear from him today. And here's what he's saying. He says, I salute Bolaji Oladokun for his input. He has made a mark globally as far as research in LI's profession is concerned. So this is just to celebrate one of our panelists. Thank you so much for all you do. And Mr. Patrick, who is the IT chairman of the NLA IT section, is saying, what a way to start this year. Well done, and thank you for this. We also have Dr. Princess Wanfo Rizu. She's still here since we started. She says, brilliant presentations with practical tips. Thanks to you all. Uchendu is also saying, these, these are scholars. Your presentations are impactful. Bravo. So I'm deliberately reading all these comments to ensure that everyone is carried along and to let you know our panelists that you are doing a great job and everybody appreciates you. Thank you so much for the time you have spent here today. Tega, are you here now so that we can just hear a last word from you before we go? Hello, Tega, are you here now? Oh, I really, it's so sorry, Tega, that we couldn't hear from you due to, I know this may have been device failure
She
or
shared her
internet.
thoughts.
So, Tega, we are running
She
off.
was mentioning.
If you could think of something that anyhow you can join, that would be nice. So, in conclusion, I want to quickly help me. I want to say thank you because in the comment section now, I see a lot of people saying thank you already. Martina says, wow, wonderful tips for young upcoming ones. Thank you everyone for the presentations and very helpful tips. So, tolling this line, I want to quickly also share this digital plaque to say thank you to our presenters. So one after the other, I'm going to present this, starting with Christabel. Madam Christabel, are you there?
Yes,
So
yes, I am. Yes, I am.
on behalf of the organizers of the New Year New webinar, I want to say thank you so much for being an amazing resource person at this year's first webinar that we have organized. Thank you so much. Also, I want to say thank you to Barista Tega. Fortunately, she's sending me messages here now. I can see those messages, but we cannot hear her speak due to network challenge. Um, she said, if you can hear me, just speak, just interrupt me. I'll be glad to hear from you. So, Barrister Tega Edema, thank you so much for being here with us all through, even though the internet did not allow you. Also, I want to say thank you to Dr. Mrs. Gladys Onya, the University Librarian of Admiralty University. Mommy, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. We're glad you could make it. And we want to say thank you to Dr. Festus
I appreciate it.
Irivike. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you especially to Bolaji. For those of you who would like to learn more, you want to meet these facilitators, you want to reach out to them, there is opportunity to actually connect with them, okay? And what I want to advise is please reach out to them. They are in the upskill community. Should you need further advice or mentorship, I trust that they are available and they will be willing to support you and guide you through your goals and visions for this year. Now, here is one of the big announcements and that I said I had for every one of us here today. What you have just witnessed here today is what some people will call motivational speaking. But yes, it's motivating. Yes, it's inspiring. But the truth is, what we have learned today will get us started with our goals this year on a very good note. But tomorrow, unfailingly tomorrow, I know the attendance we have here is a little bit low, though, but we have a lot of people watching from different parts of the world. But tomorrow, don't miss tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a training session. I will be for over 1 hour, 30 minutes. I'm going to be training you on 5 Google tools that will change the way you work forever. The way you work forever is going to be changing. Those of you who are lecturers, you want to know how to set quiz online for free. Most of the tools are free. Anything, most of the things you want to do as an administrator, a digital tool that can help you do your job better. I'm going to be teaching you step by step from 12 o'clock to around 2 p.m. tomorrow. And please do well to share the link with people so that they can join us in attending the webinar. Also, I want to use this medium to announce for those who are librarians. Next week or so, the IT session will be organizing a webinar on AI, and I am going to be moderating that webinar. So please be prepared for that webinar on the 28th. The flyer will soon be out. So be prepared for that webinar. Then I also have a good news. For those of you who work in libraries, you may have heard about, if you know about IFLA, the International Federation for Library Association. I am opportune to be volunteering for a team that is gathering survey on how we can boost visibility of libraries in Africa, okay, and connectivity in Africa. So the survey, I'm going to be dropping the link here. If Mr. Patrick, if you are there, please help us post the link in the comment section so that those who have not taken this survey should take it so that we can all benefit when the time comes. This is also being facilitated by Damilare of the Library Aid Africa. So please let us do well to read this, watch this replay and understand properly, and then take appropriate action. The last announcement I have to make today is the Locate My Library. I am announcing officially that we used to know this project as Google My Library, but this is an
This is
official announcement to say that the name of the project is now Locate My Library, because we learned that we do not actually have the permission of Google to use their branded content, like their logos and all that, in our project. And we are passionate about ensuring that all Nigerian libraries are on the map. So the name of the project is Locate My Library. Everything you would do for people to easily locate your library, access your library, and make it visible, this project will help you do that. And the link will be in the comment section. Mr. Isiri, please help us put these links in the comment section. And having said this, um, if you would like to learn further information, please feel free to visit the digital librarian.com. So with this, I want to say thank you to everyone and come back to our facilitators, who will now give final words or statements as we begin to wrap up this event. So everyone, final words. Let's start with Bolaji. Final words. Do you have any final words? If there is a particular mantra or a quote or a mindset that keeps you motivated to be the person that you are today. I want to be like you. Over 150 publications. What can I do? Final words, sir, to motivate those who are watching right now as we close. Perhaps 30 seconds each.
Thank you so much, sir. And I want to thank all the viewers watching. I want to state that one very particular mantra that I like is that success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in, day out. Wow. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in, day out. So you must do it small, small, and small to get something big.
Wow, wow, wow. Amazing. That's powerful. Thank you. Thank you. Let us hear from you, Dr. Festus Irivike. Are you there, Dr. Festus? Okay, we'll come back to Dr. Festus. Let's hear from Christabel.
Okay, thank you. And special thanks to all the viewers out there, the panelists, thank you. I just want to wrap this up by saying, for 2025, be intentional about succeeding. Be intentional about succeeding, because nothing works except you work.
Woo.
Nothing works except you work. Be intentional about succeeding. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. These are very, very invaluable nuggets to run with in this year 2025. If you must experience a new me this year, start small or start doing something. Mr. Abel, let's hear from you.
Okay, so thank you very much, Digital Librarian. Thank you to all the panelists. I'm really grateful for this opportunity. So my mantra, I've actually known it since I was in secondary school. It's he who fails to plan is planning to fail. And no plan fails except he fails to plan. So that's what I'll tell even the teenagers that are listening and to every one of us. Please plan. Plan.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Wow. 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 I didn't know I have encyclopedia of inspiration so close to me. Wow, that's really huge to know. Thank you so much, Christabel, for everything. And let us now hear from, lastly, from Dr. Gladys Onya. Dr. Onya, please. Can she hear me? Hello, Dr. Onya. Yeah.
Is that me? I'm not hearing you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, ma? I can hear
I
you.
guess it's me.
Yes, it's your turn, ma.
Connection is lost. Okay.
Hello? Okay.
Hello.
Tega, are you there? Yes, ma, please, we can hear you. Your final comments and mantra or quotes. We're closing.
Is it me? Is it Dr. Onya you are referring to?
Yes, ma. Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you
You.
very much. There has been interruption. Now, to the panelists, I say I appreciate you all. We are like minds on this topic. And to the organizers, you are wonderful. To the audience there, we will get there. My mantra is I'm unstoppable. Don't allow anything to tell you. When you have a focus and direction, tell yourself, I'm unstoppable. And whatever you desire, you will have it. Thank you very much.
Wow. 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 I'm unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. So one thing I want us to remember is if you forget anything after this webinar today, don't forget the point that Bolaji raised. And don't even forget the one that Dr. Festus raised, or the one that Mrs. Christabel raised, or even this one that Dr. Onya has just advised us about, saying, I'm unstoppable. These are words we should declare clearly and loudly to ourselves. When you see that there's something discouraging you, stopping you from achieving something, people are telling you that you cannot be what you want to be, say, I am unstoppable. Say, I can do all things. For those of us who are parents here, these are things we also tell our children. Every time my little son, who is about 2-3 years old now, if he says he can't do something, there are motivations we tell him. I tell him, I say, okay, say, I am strong. I am handsome. I can do anything through Jesus Christ, because I'm a Christian, okay? So you use words that can uplift your spirit and what that can help you achieve. So let us not be negative this year. Let us be positive towards everything that we plan to actually achieve this year. So with this final statement, do I have a mantra? Yes, I have so many, but there's there's two that I have come to stick to for a long time now. And one is from a boss I had previously worked with, and it says that leaders leaders are formed in the crucibles of challenges. So whatever you are going through right now, if you are experiencing any challenge, know that something very great is being born or coming out of you. So you need to focus on your purpose and achieve everything. So having said that, I want to say thank you everybody for being here, and we are looking forward to tomorrow, where we are going to dance to the music of digital technology. So with that, I hope you can hear me play my music. It's time to dance. So thank you everybody, and bye. Thank you, Doc. Thank you so much. Thank you. Looking forward to see everybody tomorrow. Let's hope we see everybody tomorrow. Hey, that's our mama dancing. So I hope we all had fun. We all had fun. We all had so many lessons to draw from this event. Thank you so much for making it. Thank you so much, Barrister Tega. Thank you. Even though we know we can't see you here, let's see all the comments in the comment section. Thank you to all the facilitators. This is incredible. Let's see all the comments again. This is incredible. All right. So let's say goodbye.
Tí ò bá ṣeré, wọ́n béèrè pé ta ló ní jó, wọ́n tún béèrè pé ta ló ní flow.